Hello, welcome back to another video on the channel where healing and spiritual growth are front and center. This video shout out goes to a Leonard Ordoff. Thank you for your continued support. And I'm going to start off, okay, I'm going to talk about the new relationships post-narcissistic abuse, okay, because there's some things that we want to consider, okay, especially the time frame and things like that. But real quick, I would like to answer our fellow warrior's question that I came across down there in the comment. And it's a common one, okay, everyone? So, Kren, thank you for this question, because you're not the only one that has it. It's how did you become the target of the narcissistic abuser? And, you know, it's really all about, okay, a very simple thing. It's just the fact that your light shines and they are attracted to these narcissistic abusers. Remember, they are attracted to those who have the light because just like a moth is attracted to the light, right? So a lot of times that's, well, you know, kind of reminds me of how when we do, and you know, as we get older and things like that, how it seems like we just continue to get bombarded afterward, you know, one after the other with these narcissistic abusers. We're like, what is going on? You know, but that's kind of very similar to how, you know, how like a herd of moths, you know, when you turn that light on at night and it's just, okay, that's the best analogy I got for that. And that's really it. It's because they can sense you have a good heart, okay? And in fact, these narcissistic abusers, that's what they're after. They want to try and destroy a good heart. They want to turn your heart bitter. They want to turn you so bitter to become like them. That's the bottom line, okay? Their agenda, the full-time one, definitely, okay? The part-time one, not so much, okay? A lot of them just don't even realize what's going on. Anyway, but the full-time ones, yes, their agenda is to try to turn you into one of them. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, so now let's dive into it. And if you need further clarification on that, just drop that in the comment below and we'll get that discussion going. Okay, now, a new relationship. Everyone, this is crucial. All right, very, very crucial. And I know it's tough, okay, for those who haven't taken the time to learn how to be okay physically alone. Because one thing we got to remember is that we're not alone. When we're with God and Jesus, we're not alone, okay? We're never alone. We've always got them walking with us, guiding our steps. Jesus is holding our hands, so we're not alone. But it takes a little while. This is why we often suggest that if you've just come out of that horrific narcissistic abuse situation, to allow yourself the time to heal. And I know, I wish I would have taken that advice a long time ago too. I know many of us probably going, yeah, I wish we would have, you know, done that like years ago. I know, I get it, been there. And so we're able to advise you on this based on hard lessons learned ourselves. Oh gosh, it's like God said, okay, well, you didn't learn the lesson the first time, so here it goes again. Over and over and over until we finally learn the lesson. So the lesson to be learned in there with all of that, okay, is to learn how to take some alone time. And it doesn't matter how long, okay? It does not matter how long at all. Okay, because you do get to a point where it's like you don't want to get sucked into another narcissistic abuse situation. So the best thing to do is really take the time to heal. Take the time to grow. Take the time to educate, okay, to get educated about these red flags. All right, because, hey, myself and many others on this platform and elsewhere are here for you. All right, to help you learn what you need to learn about all the red flags, and then boundaries. You've got to learn how to develop boundaries. All these things that we didn't do before. Okay, we have to unlearn. It's all part of that, but you got to have that time to do it. Because let's face it, all right, when we come out of that abusive situation, the next abuser is seeking you out, okay, because you are going to be in a very vulnerable state. And that can happen also. Let's say you just lost a loved one. Let's say you just lost anything that is sad or really, you know, a little bit traumatic or really traumatic. When you come out of that, You're going to be very, very vulnerable. And so the enemy knows this. That's why those are the moments, the critical moment that the enemy is going to bring along another one. And I'm going to share an example with you all, because there are some pamphlets, there's articles and things like that out there. And if you would like help searching for them, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you find them. But some of the immediate red flags that we learn, okay, is like when I met one of those narcissistic abusers I talk about in the Real Events of Narcissistic Abuse book. I met him shortly after leaving the ex-husband. Okay, yes, I was working at a convenience store, and he came in, he was charming. I really didn't want to get into another relationship. I really, truly wanted to stay single for a little while, because I wanted to take the time to heal from that, okay? Because my ex-husband, yes, was a verbally angry, abusive, okay? And, you know, he got the cop call on him. He did, on the night that I ended up leaving, because he came home drunk and he threatened to kill me, right? I was on the phone with 911 and the dispatcher heard it and said, hold the line, ma'am. And the cops were there, took me to the hotel, and then from there I went to the crisis center. Anyway, the rest of that's in the book also. But, you know, and I knew I wanted to, because my head was spinning. You know, my head was spinning from that. And I was like, okay, you know what? I need some time to breathe and things like that. So I did make the right decision. However, the enemy is so sneaky. I have vulnerability written across my forehead. That's what it seems like now. We look back, did I have vulnerable stamped to my forehead? Well, yeah, we kind of did. We did. And so that's when the next abuser came about. The red flag that I did not pay attention to, okay, at the time was, we had just met, and I had told him that I wasn't looking for a relationship right now, and he seemed totally okay with it at the time. Okay, at the time, that's the key word. Now, it didn't take long of interacting with him, and of course, because he was a bodybuilder, he was strong, and I had a piece of heavy equipment that I needed to get out of the place I was sharing with the ex-husband. I was moving into my own new place. And I needed help moving it. So I had asked him, just, out of friendly neighbor type stuff, right? I had no idea that he was, I was getting set up, so to speak. I wasn't in my new place 3 months before that next abuser convinced me, 3 months, convinced me that, hey, you know what? I can help you out. I can help you get better on your feet. Come move in with me. Da-da-da. What did I do? Exactly. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yes. I don't regret it. Okay. Don't get me wrong, y'all. It was a lesson learned. All right. But that's exactly how that went down. I mean, it's like, wow. So anytime, because that's another reason why I'm sharing this with you all, because that's how it happened. If we're not getting ourselves healed, okay, as healed as we can. Oh gosh, yes. Because there comes that time, and then finally, yes, and even though the narcissistic roommate, okay, psychopath roommate, was not a romantic partner, no, but the one prior to him was, alright, and so after that one, that crazy dude, okay, that I talk about in the book as well, after that one, he was so paranoid of getting on the highway and everything else, and out of the kindness of my heart, I was just like, really trying to understand what was going on with him. But anyway, so, and I started to knock it off even then. But, that was a very, very rough time of my life. Okay, everyone? So you're not alone, all right? Yeah, I'm sharing. That was a very, very, very rough time. It was a dark place in my life that I never want to revisit. And I will tell you this, the healing, it can take a while. It depends on how long you were in that situation. But jumping right into a new relationship quickly after just getting divorced or getting out of an abusive situation, we never ever recommend that now. We've learned our lesson. And so we're here to pass this wisdom and knowledge on to you all. We don't want to see you all make those mistakes, because you don't need to keep going through it over and over and over again. Nobody deserves that, okay? Nobody. And so I want y'all to really think, Okay, take the time to think. And I know it's difficult because you're feeling low and you're feeling alone. You're feeling like no, but we're here for you. Okay, God and Jesus are here for you, and so are we. All right, this community. All right, the community of fellow warriors, okay? Fellow warriors, fellow survivors. All right, we're a team. We're a family. All right, we're here for each other, so you're not alone. You can do this. All right, to take the time being single to rediscover you. You know, to rediscover, get back in your, get in your purpose, whatever it is, or discover it for the first time, whatever the case might be. Okay, and to be able to, because you want to make sure that you are on solid ground. Because once you are on solid ground and you are at peace with what happened, you're like, you know what, okay, all right, and you know it's not your fault. Y'all, right there, it's not your fault. Do not let anyone, and I mean anyone, tell you that it's your fault for getting involved. No, because you didn't know. All right, you didn't know what you didn't know. All right, but now this is your time. Okay, you just got out of there. It's your time to stay single, to do the research, get educated. You know, go to therapy. I'm not saying don't go to therapy. Go to therapy. Okay, it might take some time to find the right one for you, just so you know. Don't get discouraged, okay? If you prefer that route, for whatever reason, of course, you got my session, my consulting session. Find a consultant who specializes in the area of trauma recovery. All right, hello. I'm not the only one out there. All right, seriously. So it's just all about who you feel most comfortable working with. All right, and I always encourage y'all to, get to know me. And this is one of the good ways to do it. The other way is through that recent book, Real Events of Narcissistic Abuse. It's not going to re-traumatize you. No. I wrote that in a way to help you connect dots and to help you learn more about the red flags. Yes. All right, that is a survival guide. Okay? Yes, it is, for a reason. So that'll help you as well. And then there's a lot of other great books about where people share their stories. I highly encourage taking a look at some of those, learning from others, all right, what on the things that they missed. And so that you can go, okay, and then you have a reference point to go back to. If you find yourself, and let's say you're in a workplace and you find yourself, seeing some similar patterns of behavior, and you're going, wait a minute, hold up, where do I remember, wait, what is it? And you remember what it is, but you don't recall right offhand the term or whatever. You'll have those books as a reference to go back to, as a refresher, to remind you of what it is you're seeing. Okay, what it is you're really experiencing, okay? And that way, you'll get better equipped. There you go. It gives you a toolbox, okay? You'll get better equipped at spotting those red flags. Because we don't want y'all getting in another abusive relationship like we did. It's kind of like, that saying where they say, the parents often will tell us that, they say my children are going to have a better life than I did. So it kind of goes along that same concept. We want y'all to not go through what we did, okay? That's the whole point right there. So always, for new relationship right outside of an abusive relationship, not a good idea, okay? I know it's tough, okay? Because, during that, there's a period of time there where your vulnerability is very easy to spot, and so the predator, the abuser, they can smell that a mile away. All right, but what we want to see you do is get really good at being able to smell them a mile away. There you go. All right, that's what we want to see for you all. Be able to smell them and then know exactly when they are trying to be extremely sneaky and subtle, because there's a lot of different ways that they can do it too, to weasel their way right on in. Okay, just to weasel the way right on in, and we do not want to see that happen. So we got to take that time to heal properly. And again, I can't tell you all, how long it'll take. But I can tell you this, okay? Like we say this often, because it's not only one of our favorite scriptures, but it's true. All right, that God will hasten us on His time. Okay, again, for a reminder for those who need it, that's Isaiah 60:22. And I want y'all to understand, because we can take that alone time, you will amaze yourself. Or better yet, God will amaze you at how quickly you will heal. Because I will tell you, congratulations to several abuse survivors that we are watching make a tremendous progress. Absolutely. The brain fog's starting to lift. Okay? Yeah, it's starting to lift. And your self-thinking abilities are coming back. Oh, it's beautiful to be on this journey with you all. I'm telling you, it's wonderful because I can see it and God can see it. All right, even if you can't see it, you're making wonderful progress and a lot quicker. I will give you an example with one. All right, we just started a few weeks ago, and already they have made tremendous progress. Tremendous. All right, even in a small way, tremendous progress. All right, because taking that alone time. All right, taking that alone time, and this is the crucial part of the healing process, is taking that physical alone time. All right, now even if you are still around family members, well, what we're talking about is jumping right into another dating relationship. Don't want to do that, because chances are, and several of you, drop this in the comments below. You know you can back me up on this, okay? Because what we find out a lot when we try to do that and get back into the dating market too soon, then yes, we are going to end up with another abuser. All right, with it, there you go. We don't want that to happen. All right, it's like I just said many times throughout this video. I want y'all to understand that we do not, myself and God and Jesus, we do not want to see you all keep getting duped into another one after another one after another one, because that's what happened. It happened to many of us. Alright, and so we've got several warriors that did. They went out on this date, and the first date, and they were like, something's off. Why do I keep going this route? It's like you ask yourself, like, why? And it's because we're starting to catch the red flags a lot quicker. And that's one way to do it, but I don't encourage anyone to do it that way. It's just how it happens for some. Where that's how they start to pick up on the red flag, and then they don't go on a second date with that person. And that's gonna happen. Even when you are healed, okay, or more healed or whatever, and then and God will let you know when you're ready, okay? Because remember, it's all on God's time. That's the other thing we really learn to accept, and we turn it over to God. And it's like, okay, and just to share y'all again real quick, for those who may have missed it, how I knew God was telling me when that toxic coworker was mirroring my empathy, trying to get me to think that I was falling for him. And I recognized the feeling, like a high school type crush thing. And I was like, wait a minute. First of all, I turned to God and I said, wait, the timing's off. See, that's the other thing. You got to have that alone time so you'll be able to learn. You'll know when the timing's off. Because God will tell you. It's like, it's not his time yet. He's like, nope, not time yet, child. Not time yet. God, I got too much more for you to do. I got a lot more for you to do. And I could tell the time, no, the timing's all wrong. What's going on here? And that's what God was showing me on how to learn how to turn off that mental empathy switch. Because once I did that, all that went away. I kid you not. As soon as I did that, not only did he get the deer in the headlight look, because they could tell, that spiritual energy transfer. And so when I shut it down, I shut it down so he couldn't mirror my empathy back towards me. I was like, yeah, see, he's trying to make me fall in love with myself all over again. I kid you not. Anywho, or better yet, falling in love with God again. It's like, I'm already there. I don't need any help with that. I'm good. It's like, hey. So I did. I turned right to God and I was like, what's going on here? The timing's off. Not only that, he's way out the age range. I was like, no, ew, I'm not interested. I was like, no, and no. I was like, dude, that's on my plate. That I gotta get done, and it's more things that I have to learn. And to get not only this business, but, to kind of get that ministry space going and, incorporating that into our work and stuff. It was just still, and there's still things that got to get worked out. So that's why it's like, we trust God 100% that when it's meant to be, it will be. And I leave it up to God. And I'm letting him lead the way with that. All right, that's the other thing. So there you go, everyone. If you have any question On that, you know where to reach me for additional insights, information, and good stuff. Check out these videos right here. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching and for your support. Until next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.